Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome to week 3 of the Digital Dynamite. Today, we're going to really roll up our sleeves and we'll do a lot of technical stuff. So let me just first tell you what's to come today, and then we'll just go ahead and get started. What I'll teach you today is how to create your sales page. So last week, you have hopefully written down the wording, the content for your sales page. Today, we'll actually get to create a sales page, or I'll get to show you how to create a sales page. I will teach you how to set up PayPal buttons, which is your payment processor, and how to set up the back end of the autoresponders through an email provider. And I'm going to show you how I do it, and there are many, many different ways you can do it on your own. I found out this is the easiest, the simplest way to work, and I'm going to show you different ways of how to create all of that automation stuff. What I want you to also be aware of is, not aware, but be conscious of, mindful of, it is possible that at some point during today's recording or today's class, you will get really overwhelmed really fast. And what I encourage you to do is just simply take a deep breath. I am recording this class today. You will have this recording available to you forever, and you will be able to go back and review it over and over and over again, and rewind and pause and go back and fast forward. So you will have access to this recording. Do not panic. When I learned this process, and please, just keep in mind, I'm not a techie. I do not have any sort of formal training in graphic design and programming or anything like that. And I figured it out. It took me a little while, but now I can create all of this stuff in like 1 hour or less. So at some point it becomes really, really easy. And it is possible that at the beginning, it may take you a while. And, you can always outsource it to somebody else, like Daniel, my marketing guru guy that I recommended to you guys last time. So don't worry, okay? Take it one step at a time. You can go back, watch these recordings over and over again. You can do the homework. Like I mentioned to you before, I usually watch any course that I sign up for at least 10 times. And as I was preparing for today's session, I watched my old stuff, the courses that I've purchased a long time ago, and I must have seen them no less than 10 times. And I kid you not, today, as I was unpacking my house, because we're still, in the middle of renovations, I was like, dang, I don't remember hearing this. So even though I watched the course 10 times, every time I rewind and watch it again, I hear something new. So I highly recommend watching these recordings again. So let us start by recalibrating, or taking a short meditation so we can ground down, and so that we shift our inner state to get into the place where we're the most open, the most receptive, where everything just makes sense and everything comes to us with effortless ease. So take a deep breath in and exhale all the breath out. And this time, inhale and kind of move your shoulders a little bit, maybe even stretch out your arms. And exhale, relax your arms, relax your shoulders. Take another big breath in, and this time enjoy your breath. Feel the sweetness of your breath. Exhale and relax and let go a bit more. Let go of tension, let go of whatever happened earlier today, so that you can be completely present right here and now, and so that you can hear what you need to hear. And right now I ask for help. from the divine, from the universe, please help me to explain everything that I need to explain today in a easy and simple way, in such a way that it makes sense. And it can be easy, it can even be fun. So let us step into that effortless ease. Let us have fun today. And as you breathe deeply for a moment right now, envision, see your desired outcome. Right now, see yourself rolling out your very first baby, so to speak, your very first digital baby, your very first online course. And right now, step into that time when you already completed it. It's out there in the world. This is an avenue, a channel for you to bring massive value into the world, to serve others. So right now, as you breathe deeply, see yourself reaching people from all over the world, helping people, serving people, living out your higher purpose, having fun, creating these online courses, adding value, and making money with effortless ease. So right now, imagine how it feels like. Imagine waking up in the morning and seeing a bunch of people signed up for your courses. See people loving your courses, enjoying your courses, learning so much from your courses. Envision people's lives becoming better as a result of your courses, of the work that you do in this world. And right now, as you breathe deeply, expect a miracle. Getting into the state of positive anticipation. You were guided to right here and now so that you can learn the skill. And it can be fun and it can be easy. And with this idea of it being fun and it being easy, let us go ahead and get started. All right, so let us start. Let me first explain how it all is connected. So first, we've done a lot of the background work, right? You have identified your gifts and talents, and hopefully by now you have an idea of what you want your first online course to be about. And even if you don't know yet, no worries, you have all the time in the world to reflect more on the idea of what is it that you want to bring into the world. It's like the process of birthing, the process of creation. You also have done the background work of identifying your ideal client, right? And it is very, very important to know who your ideal client or your soulmate client is so that you can serve him or her in the best possible way. When you identify your ideal client, when you fall in love with your soulmate client, then you invoke the laws of attraction, right? From your desire to help people, from your desire to serve a higher purpose, to help this person, know that this person is being pulled into your life. And moreover, all that you do, all of your marketing, all of your promotion, all of your content designed to serve this person, right? So knowing who your ideal client is makes it easy for you to create your sales page. And hopefully by now you have created the content for your sales page, the wording for your sales page. And again, if you haven't yet created it, no worries. You don't have to do it all at once. You have the rest of your life to create it. So don't freak out even if you're behind on your homework or you haven't started possibly. I'm just going to assume that you have some wording. And today, and also I've taught you last time how to create an opt-in or a lead generator, right? A way for you to start growing your email list. And an opt-in is a place on your website, also a link that you put on your social media, in your emails, on your website, where you provide massive value. You offer some type of free content in exchange for people leaving their emails and signing up for your email list, right? So you've learned all of these things. So today we'll get to connect the dots. Today, will actually create an actual live website, a sales page. And then on that sales page, I'm going to show you the back end processes, how to create a PayPal button and how to integrate it with your email service provider. So that when people go to your website, just like you went to my website, you read the sales page, yes, you click the button, enroll now, you paid the money through PayPal, and then you received an automated email that said something like, hey, welcome, I'm so happy you're here. We're gonna start on this day. These are the Zoom instructions. Or if you signed up for a course that has instant access, you received an email with content right there embedded in that email. So I'm going to show you the back end of this entire process. So ready? I'm going to show you different ways of creating a sales page. Now, I know some of you are freaking out right now because you think that you have to have a website in order to create a sales page. You don't. You can create a sales page on many different providers. You know, today I'm going to show you how to create a sales page on MailChimp. But first I'm going to start with WordPress, and this is how you do it. All right, 1 second. So I'm going to show you many different ways of how to create your sales page. And the very first way is through WordPress. So this is the back end of my website, and I see now that you cannot see it. So let me start over one more time. I'm getting fancy. I have 2 screens going on right now, one on my giant iMac, and another one right here on my laptop, because I like seeing your faces. Here, now we see it. All right. And I'm also learning all this technology stuff so that the recording comes out the way I want it to record. So on WordPress, you can create a website from scratch or a sales page from scratch. The way I do it, I had somebody create a template for me, and all I do is I copy that template and then I just put in different information. So today, let's see which one are we going to work with. I'm going to do Digital Dynamite. Sales page that I already created and that you are familiar with. You've seen it already. So again, if at any point during this course today you get all freaked out, just take a deep breath. You can learn this. It's not rocket science, I promise you. Let's try that one more time. So this is actual website that you're familiar with. We looked at it yesterday. This is my sales page for Digital Dynamite course that you're enrolled in currently. So I'm gonna take this page and I am going to copy it. So all I do, this is under my site, my dashboard under pages. This is the Digital Dynamite page, and all I'm gonna do here, and I'm gonna clone it. In other words, I'm making a copy of that same page. And I'm gonna go here where it says edit, and I'm gonna start editing it. It's as simple as that. So I'm no longer gonna call it Digital Dynamite. Instead, I'm creating a new page. And this one is called Bhakti Yoga Immersion. And many of you are gonna attend this course this weekend. Now this permalink is how it's gonna come up everywhere. So I like to change it to the name of the course, Bhakti Yoga Immersion. So once I publish this page, this is the address, the URL address for my new website. So I have, don't worry about this SEO stuff. This is search engine optimization, and I use this different program called plugin called Yoast SEO Premium for SEO, but don't worry about that. You don't need to know anything about it right now. So mainly what I want you to notice, all I'm doing here is I'm changing the existing template to fill in new information. So this picture is the main picture on that sales page, and I'm going to change it for a new picture. And I already lined up my stuff. I'm going to upload a picture. If I can only find it. And I think it's over here. It is not. Maybe it's over here. I'm just gonna search for it, you guys. There is a particular image that I wanted to be Roger jumping. Here it is. It's a photo saved on my computer. And that's a photo I'm gonna use for my cover picture. Here it is. So all I did is in the background image, I uploaded a new picture. And this is how it looks like. Here it is. You see, this is the background picture. Now, all I did, I'm changing the content of the sales page now. So the words are under content. I'm gonna call it Bhakti Yoga Immersion, subheading with Roger Rippey. Okay, so all I'm doing right now, guys, I'm changing some information here. And what I want to do is just populating the new wording. So my sales page is already set up here. So all I'm gonna do is copy and paste my stuff from a notepad, so to speak. So I'm taking this text block and I'm dropping in new words here. And all I'm doing is editing how I want the text to show up. So if I were to click over into preview, it's this one here that is updating. You see, join Roger Rippey in Bhakti Yoga Immersion, blah, 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 blah. So I would go in and change out all of this wording for new wording. And what I like to point out before we go into the deep end of the background, I want to show you that it is important for you to break up the text. So if you look at this website, just don't worry about the wording. This website, the sales page, is broken into an image, then this different font, right? It's also actually an image. There is a button, sign up now. There is a text, and then I'm doing my best to break up the text with pictures and different fonts so it doesn't look like the text is too overwhelming. Do you know what I mean? So I would go through and edit and change out pictures to the pictures that I want on this page. And, you know, it will take me a little while, which I'm not going to bore you with that. But all I'm doing basically is copying and pasting and changing out the images on this template to the images that I want to show on the sales page. But for now, the most important thing that I want to show you is this button, sign up now. So what it's the back end of this button is actually a PayPal button that enables you to sign up for the course. And that is the part that is really, really important. And I want to demonstrate it for you. So if you go to PayPal, you can set up your business account free of charge. And that's what you will do. So mine is already set up. And right now you get to see how much money I have in that account, but that's okay, I guess. I should have thought about it, but hey, whatever. I'm gonna show you how much money I have in that account. And what I really wanna show you is how to set up your PayPal button. So once it loads, the PayPal changes up, you know, the location of all this stuff. And I think the buttons are under pay and get paid. And if you look under accept payments, it's under PayPal buttons. So that's where I'm gonna go. So PayPal enables you to collect payments in many different ways. You know, what I use for my website is buy now button right here. And this is how the back end of the PayPal looks like. So I'm gonna add item name. I'm gonna add the name as in Bhakti Yoga Immersion. And the price for this will be $129. And right here, you know, there are many different options here to add sales tax, you know, add more drop down buttons, blah, 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 blah. I'm not gonna do that. All I'm doing here is creating a button. And I'm gonna go under email tab here. And all I need is this particular code. So I'm gonna put my cursor over it. It automatically highlights it. And I'm gonna copy it, Control C. And I'm gonna go back to my website right here. This is my button. You see how it says sign up now. And I'm gonna drop in that code there. So under button tab, sign up now. This course is actually $129. I already explained to you why I picked the colors orange, because subconsciously, because of Amazon, our brain automatically looks for an orange button to pay money and to sign up. And here, if you scroll down, there is a URL that should drop in here. So I'm gonna click this select URL and I'm gonna delete the old one and I'm gonna paste the new one, Control V. This is the code that I copied from PayPal. I'm gonna click set link, save changes. So once I publish this website, which I can do right now, the sign up button or enroll button is now live. In other words, if I were to go to the actual page, it has not updated yet. So I'm going to click update one more time and preview the change. It should show up now. I think the computer is slow because right now I'm sharing the shared screen. So you see how this button, it used to be $299, it is now $129. And if I were to click on that button, it would take me through PayPal, right, to register for the class. So once, you know, I'm gonna go in and edit everything that I want to edit on this template. To now have a description for the new course that I'm rolling out called Bhakti Yoga Immersion. So I'm gonna go in and change all the text, all the pictures. I already changed the PayPal button. What I want to show you next is how to automate the back end of PayPal and email service provider, which I use Aweber. Aweber is able to integrate with PayPal, and this is how I do it. So I go to Aweber. So it's really inexpensive. I want to say it's like $47 a month, but then if your email list grows, then you'll pay additional, I think $50 for every 10,000 subscribers that you have. So I'm showing you how to do this on Aweber now. The next step I'm going to show you is to how to create these things on MailChimp. Come on, Aweber. It's taking its sweet time to download. The page is loading really, really slowly. So while it's loading up, I'm gonna just edit my sales page. All I'm doing now is just putting in new pictures on my sales page. Oh, now I see. Aweber finally loaded. So this is how the Aweber dashboard looks like. The first step that you do in Aweber is create a new list. So I am going to click on this list button at the top right corner of my page. And as you see, I have lots of different lists because I have created lots of different opt-ins and lots of different courses, as it turns out. So what I'm interested in right now is create a new list. These are the steps that you'll take in any automation process. And this list, it has some information who I am and my address and my email, blah, blah, blah. The new list is called Bhakti Yoga Immersion. And here I have to describe to my subscribers, what is this? So I'm gonna say, welcome to Bhakti Yoga Immersion with Roger Rippey. And then all I do is say next step. And ignore all of this stuff, it's really not that important. All I'm gonna say is approve message and create a list. What's ultimately it's saying, Aweber is forcing you to send a confirmation email to your subscribers before they even subscribe to the class, which I do not want to do. This is important, guys. So you see my active list right here at the top left says Bhakti Yoga Immersion. I'm gonna go into list options, list settings, and I'm going to deactivate that confirmation message. So what is essentially what it's asking me is it wants me to confirm my subscribers to confirm before they actually receive my email. So I'm going to deactivate that. It says, are you sure you want to turn off opt-in? Yes, I'm sure. I don't want that thing. This part is important. It took me like 6 months to figure out this one button. So you don't want to send a confirmation for a Aweber sign up form. That's an important step, because what happens is people miss that email, or that email ends up in their junk or promo folder and they never receive your content. So you don't want that to happen. So essentially what we did is we created a list that is called Bhakti Yoga Immersion. What we also did is we created a PayPal button. We took the code from that PayPal button and we dropped it into our sales page. The next step is for us to integrate PayPal with Aweber. Why do we need to do that? So the moment somebody signs up, enrolls in your class and pays you money, you want Aweber, my email service provider, to send them an automated email, which is called an autoresponder, that says, hey, welcome to the course. This is how you access the course. So you go here, I'm still in Aweber. I'm gonna go here under integrations. And the Aweber is going to take you through the steps to integrate your PayPal with Aweber. It's very, very easy. Just, it will take you through literally step-by-step process. Mine is already linked up. In other words, my PayPal account is linked up with Aweber. So before you get to the step, you're going to have to put in your PayPal information into your Aweber server so this button appears on your screen. Since I already did that, my PayPal button is already there. Now this is the most important part, you guys. So listen up. So essentially what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna set up an automation. I'm gonna take a product, which is PayPal button for Bhakti Yoga Immersion that we just created, and drop the code into the sales page. And I'm going to automate it with a list, which is my Bhakti Yoga Immersion list that I created in Aweber. Do you see? Product, which is PayPal product, Bhakti Yoga Immersion, automated with a Bhakti Yoga Immersion email list in Aweber. And I'm gonna click Add Automation. And it's not automated, it should be right here at the bottom. Bhakti Yoga Immersion PayPal button is now automated with Bhakti Yoga Immersion email list. And as you can see, I have a crap ton of product here that I set up over the last couple of years, because I offer a lot of stuff through my PayPal Aweber integration. So the next step is to go back to our Bhakti Yoga Immersion list, and I'm gonna actually create the emails. So under messages, I'm gonna go under drafts, and I'm literally gonna create a new email, an autoresponder. So how do I want it? Why is it not showing me the option to? What I'm looking for is this option here, drag and drop email builder. So I'm gonna click on that. There are also lots of different templates that you can use in Aweber. I just prefer drag and drop and create my own. So this is the subject line, and I'm gonna say, welcome to Bhakti Yoga Immersion with Roger Rippey. And I'm gonna say, dear first name, whoever signs up for the course, and I'll say, we are so thrilled to welcome you to Bhakti Yoga Immersion with Roger Rippey, Conscious Houston, and Bhakti House Band that will take place on Saturday, October 24th, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. which all of you guys are invited to come to. Please see the Zoom instructions below. And since you're here with me, I'm just gonna show you live how it's all gonna, this is literally the steps that I take when I create any sort of course, any sort of autoresponder. So I already scheduled my Zoom meeting. Back to yoga immersion, here it is. I already scheduled it, so I'm gonna just copy this invitation. And I'm gonna go back here and drop it in. I'm gonna say, with love and light, Roger and Albina Rippey. If I was really fancy, I would add a signature bottom here because I can drop in all sorts of stuff here. Do you see how I'm dropping some dragging and dropping things in here? Aweber has lots of different cool things that you can play with. Add your own pictures, which I'm gonna do real quickly right now just to show you live how it's done. As you can see, I have lots of pictures uploaded here. I'm looking for this one, you know, signature, sincerely, Albina Rippey. You can add social media, you can share, you can add videos, you can add more images, buttons, you can do all sorts of stuff in Aweber. But for now, I'm just gonna keep it as simple as that. I'm gonna go save and exit. Now, this is the important part. Listen up, you guys. This is the autoresponder, right? So I'm gonna go here, click this, and under send options. So what I want this email to be is the moment people sign up for the course and pay through PayPal, I want this email to go out instantaneously to them. In order to do that, we're gonna set it up as add to follow-up series. Not a broadcast, but a follow-up series. And what it's gonna do is it shows you follow-up number 1 is the welcome message your subscribers will get immediately after sign up. And I'm gonna say add to follow-up series. Here we go. Now, if you wanted to send them autoresponders, let's say the following day or 3 days later, you can certainly schedule it like that. So let me show you just as an example. I'm gonna take that same email and I'm gonna copy it to drafts. So now it is in my drafts. Let's just say I changed a bunch of wording, I maybe added some other stuff. So I can go here and under send options, go again under follow-up series. And here I can set up the rules. The follow-up email can be sent 2 days later after the previous, 7 days later, whatever frequency I want, I can set it up here. And if you wanted to, you can set up 15 autoresponders. So that first email will trigger all the following emails that you can schedule through Aweber. Are you with me? Now, this is the important part because for your opt-in, once you create an opt-in, it's called a nurturing campaign. It is highly recommended that you create a set of nurturing emails that go automatically to your clients with a bunch of free content that you offer them, because you always want to provide massive value. If you're creating, I'm going to cancel this one. So let me stop share for a moment so you can see my face on the big screen, because this is important and I need to highlight this information. So let's say, for example, you created a course, an evergreen course. You taught it live the first time, and then you recorded it, you edited it, and you turned it into an evergreen content, which most of my courses are. So the moment somebody will sign up for the email, for the course, my first autoresponder goes, hey, welcome to the course. Here's the link to all the content. The following day, it will send out another email. Hey, you know, week 1 is already live, blah, 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 blah. This is your homework, blah, 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 blah. The following week, let's say this course is 4 weeks long. The following week, 7 days later, the second autoresponder will go out saying, hey, week 2 is live. This is your homework for week 2, blah, blah, blah. Then 14 days later, my autoresponder sends out another email saying, welcome to week 3, and so forth and so on with the homework, with the videos, etc., etc. So the autoresponder part is really, really important, and you can play with it and set it up in any way that you want. You can also midweek send another email or schedule another email that says, hey, this is your homework for the week. How are you doing on your homework? Whatever you want to send them, however you want to nurture your clients, you can do that through the auto emails. And that is important. Once you put in the work and set it all up in the beginning, which will take you some time and some creativity and some effort, but once you set it up in the beginning, guess what? This is how you make money in your sleep. If you like that idea, give me some jazz hands. Yes, jazz hands. So yes, it is quite a bit of work in the beginning. The first course will probably take you quite some time to set up. But the second course, the third course, once you set it up, literally it turns into evergreen content. You don't have to do anything. It will sell. And this is how you literally make money in your sleep. All you'll need to do going forward, once the content is recorded, edited, uploaded, which I'm going to show you in a minute, once the automation is set up, all you need to do is promote and market your stuff. And this is a topic for our next meeting, right? Next week, we're going to talk about marketing and launching, which is very, very important. Let me see if I'm forgetting anything. Do you guys have any questions for me right now? There was something that I needed to say and now it's gone. I remember what I needed to say. So
Albina,
yes?
I have a question. So you started with a template that you already had. So do we need to buy something like a template, or we create it ourselves? Sorry if I think I understood correctly, but if I understood correctly, you already had that template with those links and those buttons. So how do we get that? We need to hire somebody to create it? Thank you.
Yes, that's a really great question, Maria Inés. So the way I did it, when I first started in this business, I didn't know anything. Honestly, guys, I mean, I knew how to edit a website a little bit. I knew a little bit about email service providers from my prior business, but I literally did not know anything. So I tried to create my website on my own through WordPress, which you absolutely can, but it looked really homemade. It looked like Albina, who knows nothing, created the website. And it was just like, it was just okay. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't good looking either, and I didn't love it. So I was like, dang, that's kind of ghetto website, you know? So then I hired somebody to create a template for me. And all he did, he created I think it was a 3-page website, and I paid him way too much money. And then I started taking that template and just filling it up myself. And then I was like, surely I overpaid this guy, because I literally did not know my head from my butt, so to speak. You know, I was like, website, I don't know how to do it, too complicated. People spend I mean, Yoga Alliance, you don't even know how much money they spend on their website. A lot of money. And their website is pretty basic, you know? So people spend millions of dollars on their website, thousands of dollars. And when I first started, I spent a couple of $1,000s on my website. And now looking back, I was like, well, that was dumb. And the reason why you guys are taking this course is so that you don't do dumb stuff like that. So what I did instead is I called up my buddy, Daniel Rushkevich, that I highly recommend. And I said, I need you to put together a deal for the people in my course. Give me a deal that is really, really simple for them to build their own website. And for $99, he's going to create you a template with 3 or 5 pages, he said, that will have literally, you know, It's a template similar to my template, right? There is a picture at the top, and there is like different places where you can put in the picture, a video, a text box, and a button. Are you with me? So I personally highly recommend you guys purchase that template. You're gonna save yourself hundreds of hours, because I spent hundreds and hundreds of hours trying to figure this stuff out. And now looking back, I was like, dang, that was a really dumb use of my time. That was so dumb. I mean, I should have just paid somebody $99 and bought a template. Now you don't have to. You can buy a template. There are so many different plugins for WordPress, Elementor being one of them. I finally purchased one when I tried not to work last week in Florida. I did work. I bought a plugin that helps you create even prettier websites. Now, I already spent probably 15 hours trying to figure out how it works. And once again, I'm like, you know, I can spend all this time trying to figure this stuff out, but honestly, it's so much easier to hire somebody like Daniel who can do it in 5 minutes. And the value of my time at this point in my life is way more than just this $99 that Daniel is offering his services for. You with me? So what I'm
Thank
saying,
you, Albina. Thank you.
so what I'm saying is you can certainly do it on your own. It's not rocket science. You can figure it out. It may take you 200 hours to figure it out, or you can hire somebody like Daniel who'll do it for 99 bucks, and it's going to be very easy to use. Or you can use a plugin like Elementor, which will help you. It has lots of different templates that you can just populate with your own images, and that too will take you some time to figure out how it works, because it's not as simple as they make it sound like. Does that help? Okay, that's very, very good question. Any other questions? I saw one in the chat window. Is PayPal the only payment option, or can you link something else like Venmo? I don't think you can link Venmo, but you can link, I believe, Stripe. You can link, there are many different, you can link, like, what is that, Square? You can link that. I don't use those services. I use PayPal. So I can't really speak about other services like that, but I know there are other ways as well. It's just, this is the way I do it, and this is the way you know me, guys. I only share with you the things that I do myself. I never read a really fun book and just offer it to you as an inspiration. I do everything. I share with you everything that I do really well in my life. And PayPal and Aweber work really, really well in my life. That's why I'm offering it to you as an option. There are many, many different other options. I just don't use them. Any other questions?
I got a question.
Go ahead, Laura.
And I don't know if you're going to touch on this at all later, and if so, it can wait till then. But last week you had touched on pricing a little bit, and I was curious if you had any recommendations based on, you know, if the course is X many hours, then it should be roughly in this price range.
Yes, it's a really great question. We're going to talk about next week. So next week, we're going to talk solely about marketing, launching, pricing, and we're also going to do some clearing around a whole bunch of shit that bubbles up as we step into this world. It's like, oh, but who am I to teach this course? Oh, but nobody's gonna sign up. Oh, I'm charging too much. Oh, I'm charging too little. Oh, but people are not signing up. Oh, I don't know what to do. I went through all of that. So next week we're gonna talk about it. Just thank you for your patience. We're gonna talk about it next week. Yes, so Venmo is solely a cell phone. That's it. Victoria is saying Square is great, though I believe the fee structure is different than PayPal. PayPal is charging the percentage, absolutely. All of these services are charging a fee. The only one that is not charging a fee, I think, is Venmo, but it's not available for online purchases like that. Any other questions, or should we move on?
Also, technically, Venmo is not a business payment structure.
That's right. It's person to person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Kitson.
You're welcome, Albina.
Yay. Well,
Albina,
yes,
I have a question.
please.
What is, and maybe you'll cover this next week when we get into the marketing, what is your suggestion on building your email list? Like, how do you get people to sign up for it?
Okay. Did you listen for last week's content?
Yes.
Okay. So one of the ways we talked about is opt-in and lead generator, right? So once you create your opt-in or lead generator, it can be set up as another sales page, right? With an Aweber form or MailChimp form where you say, here, I'll show you. It's just to refresh your memory real quick. Mm-hmm. So I like to look at things as I explain things. So hopefully this will be easier to understand. So this one, 5-day abundance challenge is one of my favorite lead generators that I have. And it's a free content. So I made a little video talking about that based all on my experience. It has a little bit of a description, right? About what abundance challenge is all about. And this link, this button is actually an Aweber form. Once I fill up the name and email, the same process that I showed you just a moment ago. So once somebody, let's say Amelia, I'm gonna sign you up right now. I think you already did this with me. Is this correct email?
No S after loft.
This just goes to show you that I know her email by heart, you guys. So what just happened is she just received my autoresponder with the content for this challenge, but also automatically the content just popped up on the website. So this is exactly the same process that I just showed you on the back end of Aweber, right? Now that lead generator, also known as opt-in, I can technically run Facebook ads with it. I can run Instagram ads with it. I can put it all over my website. I can put it as a pop-up on every page on my website. I can promote it through my Instagram and Facebook posts. And this is how you grow your email list. So I have a bunch of lead generators like that, you know, abundance challenge, you know, like creative visualization meditation, the universal laws of prosperity and abundance, so things like that. And usually these lead generators is where I provide massive value. Master Manifester challenge that I did a couple of months ago. I just got like 300 new emails on my email list. But I do work, like I provide massive value. That was a 3-day challenge, you know, and I offer it from my heart, everything I know. And then I usually package it up and set it up as a lead generator, but I also use those challenges as a way to offer the next thing that is coming up. So my Master Manifester Challenge was a lead in to become a manifest coach course that I rolled out a couple of months ago. And a lot of people signed up for that. So again, we're gonna talk in more details about how to do these things next week when we talk about marketing and launch, but specifically about lead generators or opt-ins, and that's how you set it up and that's how you promote it. Does it help, Amelia?
Yes, thank you. That was a great refresher.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and I highly recommend running some Facebook ads, Instagram ads on your lead generator so that you're reaching people who are not yet familiar with the work that you do. Any other questions? In that case, let's just move on. So right now, I showed you how to create a sales page on WordPress, right? I showed you the back end of PayPal and Aweber integration. Next, what I want to show you is MailChimp. And MailChimp is another service that you can use, and a big part of it is actually free. You don't have to pay for it. I do pay for it because well, that's not what I wanted to show you. But I'm going to show you how to set it up on MailChimp as well. Laura, did you have a question, or was it just jazz hands? Jazz hands. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to do the same thing, how to create a sales page using MailChimp. And MailChimp offers a lot of services for free. I do have a paid service just because I have my email list, I think, is a little bit bigger now, and I use it for another amount of my businesses, Blue Sky Retreat Center. So my MailChimp may have more options than a free version. I'm pretty sure it does. But what I'm trying to say is that you don't have to have a website to create a sales page. So if you are right now going through like, oh my gosh, I don't have a website, how am I gonna roll out my course, blah, blah, blah. And then again, you're gonna get back to that place where you're gonna wait until everything is lined up perfect, which may never happen, right? So what I'm saying to you is that the good news is that you don't have to build your website to sell your first course. You can create a sales page using MailChimp. There are actually many, 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 many other providers that can help you create your sales page without having a website. This is just one of them. And it's called MailChimp.com. So I'm gonna go here under this button that says create. And here you can, create an email, you can create a survey, ad, sign up form, which is another one, is like what you call it, a lead generator, an opt-in that Amelia just asked about. But we're going to create a landing page right here. Landing page is just another way of saying a sales page. So I'm going to call it Bhakti Yoga Immersion. And here you select an audience. I'm just going to say I'm going to use Blue Sky Retreat audience. And you click begin. And because I have a paid service, I have lots of templates here. I think the free version of MailChimp doesn't quite have all these beautiful templates. You don't have to have a template to create a sales page, but you certainly can. So let's say, well, I kind of like this one, Maria. So I'm going to use this one. And similar to Aweber, MailChimp helps you drag and drop different options here. From the right of the screen to the left, you can drop in whatever you want. So you can change an image. So again, you can just go in and start editing. So I'm going to say Bhakti Yoga Immersion with Roger Rippey or something like that. I can make the font smaller. So again, I can play with it as much as I want. Instead of here, book now, this is the, I'll say enroll now. And this is the web address. So this is where I'm gonna take that code from PayPal and I'll drop it in here. Are you with me, guys? Remember that step? And I already closed, looks like I closed my PayPal link here. But you would drop your URL for PayPal button here, and then you can go and edit all the pictures and, put in your new pictures, add in more text. And, if you wanted to add a description, blah, 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 anything that you want. This is an amazing course about chanting and yoga. I'm just making it up. But you can take your sweet time and edit all the information here. You put enroll now, your PayPal code, and then you go into So then all I do here,
Albina, you're not recording.
I am.
Oh, I didn't see it. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm going quick fingers like that, but thank you so much, Michelle. Sometimes I forget. So this, look, this is my URL for that sales page. So this is the URL. In other words, I don't have to have my website in order to create my sales page. I'm gonna go ahead and publish the site right here, publishing. So this is my landing page. Bhakti Yoga Immersion. Assume that just imagine that I changed out all the images. That would be your sales page. That's the URL that you literally will take. This URL will take it. You'll take it and you'll promote it on your social media, on your Facebook, on your emails. This is the page that you will use as your sales page without having to have your website. Okay, does that make sense? So the main thing that I'm trying to say is that you don't have to wait to have your own website to start selling your courses. As a matter of fact, if you feel really, really inspired, if a great idea visited you and you want to run with it, I suggest that you create a sales page on something like MailChimp or some other provider and you just roll with it. Now, the reason why I like using my own website is because, over time, like you saw that huge list, I've created many, many, many different courses, and I like to have them all on my website. Also, I like to, have those sales pages right at my fingertips, because a lot of times I'll just copy it, I edited it, I put in new pictures, new text, and then it saves me a lot of time so I don't have to recreate it over and over and over again. Can you manually change an email to subscriber, or does the student need to opt in? Sherry, can you add more to that question? I'm not sure I understand the question.
So once MailChimp has the email,
Mm-hmm.
can you, as the business owner, opt them into another campaign? Or does the student need to click your opt-in button?
You mean like, can you move them from one provider to another? You can.
Yes. Okay.
You can. So all you do, let's say, for example, my Blue Sky Retreat list has like, I don't know, 7,000 subscribers or something like that. And let's say I'm going to use that list and migrate them to Albina Rippey Success Coach. I could. Now, I'm not gonna, because it's a different audience, but I could. I could take that email list, download it on my computer, and then upload it into my Aweber as Albina Rippey Success Coach. Now, what's most likely going to happen is a bunch of them are going to unsubscribe from my list because it's a completely different audience. It's a completely different service, right? Bed and breakfast retreat center versus like Manifest Magic. There's a completely different things, but you could.
Okay, so like if you had a course and you have the audience that you want and you create another one, you could move those emails over to let them know you have something new.
Wait, what?
If you have, if there was a correlation between Blue Sky Retreat and Manifest Coach, if you knew that group would be interested, you could
yeah.
move.
Yeah, so I think what you're asking is this. Let me show you. I believe what you're asking is, can you send emails to all of your subscribers? Yes, you can. So let me show you real quickly here. I'm going to go back to Aweber. And I'm going to show you something real quick here. 1 second. So let's say this Bhakti Yoga Immersion email, right? What I could do if I wanted to, I could schedule a broadcast, and under here, who should receive this message, I can include all my 64 or however many lists that I have, apply and send it. But I'm not going to do that right now. Cancel, cancel, cancel. But I could if I wanted to. And this is why it's important for you to create an opt-in. In other words, you know, they may sign up for a 5-day abundance challenge, but from now on, if you wanted to, you can send them an email about, you know, Manifest Monday, Wealthy Wednesday, an email about your upcoming courses, etc., etc. This is the beauty of building your own email list. And in many respects, your email list, it's much more effective than any other sort of marketing you're going to do. Much more effective than Facebook ads, much more effective than Instagram posts, because the algorithm on Instagram, it's kind of a finicky thing. One day, a bunch of people see your post. The next day, all of a sudden, very few people see your post, right? And the algorithm dictates that. Whereas your email, everybody who subscribes to your email will receive that email, okay? There is something that I wanted to say about that. Moreover, since we're talking about an email list, moreover, what I'm going to teach you in this course is, you know, let's say, so with Yoga One, I had an email list that was like 75,000 emails. That's quite a few emails. So what I did in the past, let's say I'm running an ad on Facebook. So I can take that 75,000 email list, I can download it on my computer. I can save it as a SVC or whatever, CVS, whatever that file is, SVC or whatever. And then I can upload it into Facebook and say, target an audience that is similar. It's called lookalike audience. And Facebook will automatically search for people that are a lookalike audience based on the 75,000 emails that I uploaded there. So there are many, many different uses for your email list, and I highly recommend that you guys consciously grow your email list. Michelle Brown is asking, what is the difference between MailChimp and Aweber? I currently have Constant Comment and just wondering, I need to switch to Aweber and MailChimp. It's up to you, Michelle. I use both. I use Aweber and MailChimp, like I said, in CSV file. That's right, Kitson. In some respects, I prefer MailChimp. In other respects, I prefer Aweber. What I do know is that Aweber is fully integrated with PayPal. And this is why I use Aweber for all of my autoresponders, as in register for the course, send out an autoresponder. As far as I know, MailChimp is not integrated with PayPal. I mean, I haven't invested the time to truly research that. But what I did do, and let me show you this really quickly because I'm just a nerd like that. So I'll tell you the background story. Once I learned this automation, I was like, this is like gonna save me so much time. So at Blue Sky Retreat Center, we used to manually receive so many emails saying, oh, can you send me an information? Can you send me your pricing on how to, like, what does it cost to host a retreat at your retreat center? And I would literally copy and paste an email with all the information over and over and over again. Sometimes I would forget, like, it would like, and I would lose lots of clients like that. So then once I learned the automation, I was like, dang, I can set it up on automation. So this is what I did. And I'm going to show it to you really quickly. So this is our Blue Sky Retreat website. And it has like information about COVID-19. It has some information about what to do, some silly videos here, blah, 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 blah. You can, you know, look at the rooms, you can book now, you can host your wedding. But if you look here under retreats, I created this literally maybe a year and a half ago. I added this host a retreat button. And what I did here is I put in information about the property, upcoming retreats, you know, and the food stuff, blah, 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 experience during the retreat. But what I did here is get retreat hosting pricing now. Ultimately, what I set up is autoresponder. I said, give me your email and your name and subscribe to my email list. And on the back end, via MailChimp, I set up an autoresponder that literally send out an email with a bunch of pictures, with a bunch of videos, and the pricing. The most important thing is the pricing to host a retreat at Blue Sky. Do you know that my email list grew? Like I have I don't even know how many, 500 people only interested in hosting a retreat. And moreover, I no longer had to manually send those emails. It was completely automated. So you can also do something like that for your business. Let's say people inquire about one-on-one yoga. And, you know, like sometimes you don't respond to your email right away and you forget about it, right? Sometimes you get busy, you don't respond right away. But if you like set up the autoresponder, the beauty of it is automatically the email with all the information is emailed to your clients right away. And your conversion rate can improve significantly if you just communicate with your clients right away. Are you with me? And moreover, you can set up a notification anytime somebody signs up for your some sort of newsletter, some sort of opt-in, you receive a notification saying, hey, Sherry just signed up to your host a retreat at Blue Sky email list. Michelle just signed up for your Universal Laws for Prosperity and Abundance list. So you get those notifications. You can see that what people are interested. Some people don't like notifications. I love it. So anytime somebody signs up on my list, I'm like, yay, people are like interested in my list, you know? It just gives me joy and pleasure to see people signing up for my opt-ins. Good questions. Any other questions? Okay, if you have, okay, Victoria, go ahead.
Yes, I wanted to clarify. So with all these lead-ins with the emails, you're primarily using the email addresses to send out what specifically? So I guess like you're collecting all these email addresses, which is good. I understand that generally, but what does it look like pragmatically, how you're using them on a day-to-day?
Okay, that's a really great question. And I understand that I needed to be more clear. So if you ever get a chance to read Don Miller's marketing books, I highly recommend. The guy is an exceptional writer. He actually started as a fiction writer. Blue Like Jazz is an excellent novel. But then he, even though he had multiple best-selling books, he was like, dang, like I need to figure out, he thought that he would sell, and he was like, make bank for the rest of his life. He was like, that didn't happen. So he realized that he needed to market his products. And that's how now he's doing a lot of like story branding, I think is his thing now. Anyway, he writes about marketing in a really exciting, funny, and engaging way. So I highly recommend his marketing books. So the way he explained email campaign for the first time in my life, and you guys, I've done many, many different courses. I did courses with Tony Robbins, with Dean Graziosi. I did courses with many, many other people, Gabrielle Bernstein, and Don Miller's book that I paid $12.95 for instead of thousands of dollars that I invested in other courses. This was the thing that I was like, oh, I get it now. So here, me summarizing his entire book. So what he talks about is in an email campaign, there are two different types of email campaigns. One is a nourishing campaign, and another one is a sales campaign. So in a nourishing campaign, both are very, very important. So let's talk about a nourishing email campaign. So you first start with some sort of lead generator or an opt-in. It can be a PDF, 5 things about what each website should have, or 5-day abundance challenge, or 3 ways to improve your yoga practice, something like that, right? With a catchy title. It can be a PDF document, it can be a video, it can be an audio recording of some sort. It can be a blog post. Anything can be your lead generator. And you set up what it's similar to a sales page, right? You talk about this, or you can be a pop-up on your website. You promote it on social media, et cetera, et cetera. So let's say, for example, Laura put out a lead generator called 3 Ways to Improve Your Handstand. And I'm really into handstand. I'm like, dang, I want to know 3 simple ways, or 3 simple and quick ways to improve your handstand. I'm like, dang, I want that. So I go there and I leave my email. I sign up for the course, and it's 3 quick little videos, right? I receive an autoresponder, an email with 3 quick videos that show me how to improve my handstand. I'm like, dang, that's really awesome. But on the back end, Laura created a nourishing email campaign. So when the moment I leave my email, an autoresponder goes out with 3 videos, right? 3 simple and quick ways to improve your handstand. Let's say 3 days later, she sends another autoresponder, which is scheduled in advance, right? She doesn't have to do anything. It goes out while she's sleeping or doing her handstands all day long. So another email says, you know, learn whatever, hollow back in 5 days. I mean, I'm just making it up, right? Hollow back in 5 days or whatever. There is another like email that shows like different routines, little exercises that you do that improve your handstand. Then 3 days later, another email is scheduled to say like why core strength is important for your handstand. So do you see it's all about handstand? So her target audience are people who are interested in improving their handstand, and her nourishing campaign is a series of, let's say, 10 to 15 emails that she set up and scheduled in advance. But what it does, it keeps her audience being interested in her offerings. Now, will they open the emails? They will, or they may or may not open her emails, but the fact that the emails come, they see her name and her content showing up in their inbox. And even if they're not opening the emails, not reading the content, not watching the content, just her name, Laura Roberts, showing up in their inbox is a marketing. Do you see what I mean? It's like at the upfront of their attention. They're like, oh, handstand, subconsciously they're creating a link. Laura equals handstand. Handstand equals Laura Roberts. That's a nourishing campaign. Do you know what I mean? Through a nourishing campaign, you're providing massive value. It's free content, in other words. And let's say email 10 rolls out, and then at the bottom of that email, Laura adds, if you want to know more, if you want to improve your handstand in just 3 months, sign up for my online course. And then you add a link to your sales page for the new course. And then even through a nourishing email campaign, you can gently offer your courses. Are you with me? Or whatever, workshops, whatever coming up. Now, the nourishing campaign, once you set it up, it goes on automatically. You don't have to do anything about it. Now, there is another campaign that is called a sales campaign. And a sales campaign, the only goal for the sales campaign is to sell a bunch of stuff, to get people to enroll into your class. Now, I've coached a lot of people. I'm talking about business coaching. You know, I do success coaching, I do manifest coaching, but a lot of the things that I do is one-on-one business coaching. And the number one mistake people do is like they feel weird about selling. You know, I don't see selling as selling. I'm like, dude, I'm providing massive value. It is my obligation to help people. So I don't even see it as selling. It's me helping people. Actually, if you sign up for my course, I know 100% without any doubt that I'm going to change your life. This is how I believe in what I'm doing. So to me, it's not even selling. But the number one mistake that people make is they write a bunch of shit. And then, pardon my French, I get really passionate when I see that. And then at the very bottom, buried somewhere where nobody can see it, in very small letters, they say, if you want to know more, click here. Ain't nobody gonna see that. Are you with me? Please give me some jazz hands if you're with me. I'm like, are you kidding me? First of all, ain't nobody gonna read all the shit that you wrote down with not one single picture. And second of all, they're not even going to scroll down enough because it's so boring. People don't want to see just plain text. They want to see pictures. They want to see videos. They want to see different fonts. And nobody's going to see that little, if you want to know when the passive language, click here to learn more. No, a sales campaign is very clear. In a sales campaign, you're still providing massive value, right? You're still adding, sending out content, and you're very clear. The purpose of your sales campaign is very clear. It's to enroll people into the course. So again, this is why ideally you have 6 weeks to promote your course. It's enough time for you to send plenty of emails where you are providing content for free. And at the same time, it is very clear, your objective is very clear, is for people to sign up for your course. Are you with me? So does that answer your question, Victoria? This is why email is important. This is why you absolutely must dedicate your attention, energy, and time into building your email list. Because relying only on social media, you know, tomorrow they're going to change the algorithm, and all of a sudden, you know, even if you have 100,000, 1 million, you know, whatever subscribers, followers on your Instagram, they can change the algorithm, and then nobody sees your posts anymore. And you can post until you're blue in the face, but if nobody's seeing your posts, you know, it's very difficult. In other words, you're not in charge. Do you know what I mean? So I would recommend work on both your social media followers and your email list. And from experience, I can tell you that your email list is more effective in conversion than your social media. Good questions, you guys. Any other questions?
Albina, I have a question. So the freebie, in order to get the email, it's Camille, sorry. You word it in a way to say, to receive my 3 tips for handstand, leave your email. So is it typically like you put up a catchy picture to get people's attention to leave their email? And then once the email is left, then the autoresponder sends the freebie?
Yeah, so, you know, ultimately, yes, Camille. And I do believe that the wording is important and the energy behind it is also important. So I never view my lead generators as like a trade, right? I trade this content for your email. So a lot of my content on my website is not a lead generator. So if you actually took the time and looked at my email in my website, like I offer all of my yoga classes without collecting people's email. I offer a lot of my meditations just because I want people to have access to that. I have many, many different courses even that I'm not asking them for an email. Do you know what I mean? So right off the bat, I'm already providing massive value without even asking for your email. Now, when I'm gonna ask you for your email, I never view it as a trade. Now, this is important. The energy behind it is everything. So the way I see it is like, I'm giving you so much value. I know that the moment you receive this email, it's going to change your life. It has changed my life. This is how I believe in everything that I do. So usually it's like, get instant access now. So even the wording, like get instant access now, and it has the form. So I don't say leave your email to receive content. No, it's instant access right now. Do you know what I mean? So the energy and the wording is very important in my in my belief, actually. And also, just like I talked about marketing, sales, and promotion, I never see it as sales. People have a lot of glitching around selling. And believe me, I know. I ran a yoga empire for 12 years, and try to get yogis to sell you shit is nearly impossible. If you know what I mean, just give me some jazz hands, because yogis are not interested in money. And yet, I can tell you that, I mean, I don't want to brag or anything, but like, I've had $1 million months when my team sold stuff and generated over $1 million in revenue in just 1 month. So what I'm saying is it's not impossible. It is possible. And the way you link it up for people is important. So the way I'm kind of going off the topic, but it's actually related. And what I want to say is, let's say for the first 10 years of my business, I was incentivizing my team to sell. I was like doing all sorts, I was making like competitions and prizes for people who would like sell most. And like, I saw that nobody cared. Very few people employed in my yoga studios cared about making money. They just didn't care. It was not a driver for them. I was like, dang it. But we need to make money in order to, in the end of the day, it is a business. Do you know what I mean? And I couldn't get my employees to sell. So then I was like, there has to be a better way. There has to be a better way. Just like Einstein said, like, if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, you're insane. So I was like, one of the things that I do really well, I always change my approach. If something is not working, I'm going to change it. I'm going to change it. I'm going to change it until it's going to work. So then I was like, okay, what if I linked it up in a different way for my employees? And I said, our higher purpose, our mission at Yoga One was always to help people live a happy, healthy, and inspired life. This is why people quit their corporate jobs, being lawyers and teachers and PhDs, and came to work for me at a yoga studio, wear yoga pants all day long. And I said, everything that we do is helping people live a happy, healthy, and inspired life. Everything from mopping that sweaty ass floor from a hot ass yoga class with 150 people in it, because sometimes people will be like, it's too gross, I don't want to mop the floor. I mean, we're not even going to get into the fact like you're my employee and you're going to do what I'm asking you to do. That's not even about that, because that way is never going to get your result. But the way we got people on the same page is like everything that we do is helping people live a happy, healthy, and inspired life. If somebody comes and lies down on a sweaty ass floor with a sweat puddle, in a sweat puddle, it's going to be very difficult for a client to focus on living a happy, healthy, and inspired life. Are you with me? Give me some jazz hands. It's freaking disgusting, okay? So in order for us to serve our higher purpose, we all need to mop the floor between every class. Do you see how excited and passionate I get about the subject? It can be anything to, if a client comes and, the best deal in town is 30 days for $30. And, I couldn't get my team to sell them 30-day intro. They'd be like, what would you like to purchase today? I'm like, that's the dumbest question anybody has ever asked. You tell them what to purchase. You tell them 30 for 30 is the best deal in town. You get unlimited yoga for 30 days for just $30. You tell them what they need. Do you know what I mean? And they wouldn't sell it. So I was like, okay, the intro package, 30 days for $30, is the best way to help them live a happy, healthy, inspired life. Do you know what I mean? So you know from your own experience, if you practice yoga at least 2-3 times a week, do you feel happy? Do you feel healthy? Do you feel inspired? So please connect the dots. Do you see that if you give them this opportunity, 30 days of unlimited yoga for just $30, do you see how you're helping people live a happy, healthy, inspired life? So once I connected that in every person in my team, that's how we delivered $1 million a month. So the wording is important, the meaning is important, and the energy behind it is really important. If you see it as selling, you are never gonna, I don't want to say successful, but it's like the energy that is of service and contribution to others is always much, much, much more powerful than selling. Do you know what I mean? So the way I view sales and promotion, I see it as actually, it is my duty. Like God has given me all this talent, all this experience, all these amazing teachers that showed up in my life. It is my duty, it's my responsibility to give it back, to other people. So I see it as making a massive contribution to the lives of other people. And the reason why I know that it's a massive contribution, because everything that I'm teaching you in every one of my courses is everything that changed my life radically. This is the reason why I'm telling you this, and we're kind of stepping into the next week's content, is because when you believe in what you are offering, when you believe in yourself, that is the only way you can succeed. That is the only way you're going to thrive. If you are on some level doubting yourself, I call it glitching, energetic glitching, you have limiting beliefs. If you're like, well, but I don't know enough, I'm not an expert enough, I need to, like Laura said last time, I need to learn more about the subject. People feel it. Even through a sales page, I mean, I kid you not, even if the words are right, that people somehow can sense that hesitation, that glitching, and they're just, I mean, in the end of the day, everything is energy. And if your energy is 100% aligned behind whatever it is that you're offering into the world, people are going to be drawn to you. Like, you're going to be drawing people like magnet. Do you know what I mean? And if you have the clarity around your ideal client, people you want to hang out with, they're going to start showing up in your life. An ideal client is so important, because if you don't have clarity around that, some people will show up in your classes and they're going to hate it because that's not what they expected. Or like some crazy people will show up in your classes, and some drama queens are going to show up in your classes. But once you energetically align yourself, this is who I want in my courses, I kid you not, it may take a little while, but those people will start showing up into everything that you put out into the world. I get very excited about it because it took me such a long time to figure this stuff out, you guys. And I want you to get there much quicker than me. I want you to get there so much quicker than me. Let me just put it another ways. So all of you here are yogis, right? So you know that everything in this world is energy. Everything is energy, including money. Money in itself, I mean, we're talking about the course that will bring you, this is a business. You see that as a business, right? You see this course as a business course. It is a business course. So a business course is designed to help you create an online business that generates you abundance, money, lots of money. My wish for you is to, make tons of money in your sleep, through this offering, through this way, the channel that I'm teaching you how. Now, everything in this world is energy. Money is energy. So we also know that the energy is meant to flow. And I'm going to ask you a question right now. If you look back in your life, and if you notice that, since we're talking about like the money was not flowing, a period in your life when the money was not flowing. In other words, maybe you were struggling financially, if it's, on some level or another. If you look back at that point in your life, or maybe you weren't generating as much money as you wanted to, maybe a better question. If you look back at that moment in your life, I'm willing to bet my right arm that there are parts of your life where the energy was stuck. If you agree with me, give me some jazz hands. Oh, good. Everybody gave me some jazz hands. So if the energy is not flowing freely in your life, and it can be completely unrelated to money, if you're stuck in some area of your life, it is very likely that the money will also not flow, or abundance will not flow. So ultimately, we step into true prosperity and true abundance where the energy is flowing in our lives. Everything from the energy is flowing freely through your body, right? This is why we practice yoga. Through your mind, this is why we practice meditation. The moment you literally become aware of your limiting beliefs and you clear those limiting beliefs, prosperity and true abundance will start flowing through your life.